All right, you guys, this is Jarek, aka Jarius D with A Lil Tea Time. And in part 4 of my interview with Miss Levette Fuller, we have opportunity to play Candy or Corn, so I hope y'all stay tuned. All right, you guys, and we are back with A Lil Tea Time with Mayor Candidate Levette Fuller. Miss Fuller, it has been great chatting with you today. We got a few more questions.
Okay.
In your interview, and then we're going to dive into Candy or Corn.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. You should be Candy or Corn. It's a really great game. You're going to love Candy or Corn.
Legendary candy.
The legendary Candy or Corn. We have some new candies that we bought in for this season's game. So I think you're going to like them.
All right.
So just hang tight for that, but we're going to dive back in. Can you give me your favorite quote and why?
Strong communities don't need strong leaders. That's Ella Baker. And it speaks to capacity. When everyone is prepared and can speak truth to power, the power belongs to the people. Mm-hmm. And what we have to be able to always do is, like I said with the whole Heliopolis thing, we're breaking it down. When you have the vocabulary, the people who say that they're in power, they can't say to you, oh, it's complicated, you don't understand. Mm-hmm. When they hear you speaking their same language, they have to stop and have that conversation with you. And if they don't, then there might be an ulterior motive beyond it, or they may not understand it. And when people have the power and the community is strong, we don't need a strong arming person. You don't need somebody out front with a big hammer, because everybody's working together and they're all on the same page.
Okay. I like that. Tell me 3 things you'd like to see better in our community.
I'd like to see us have a more positive attitude toward where we live, and to actually feel pride about where we live, mm-hmm. and to celebrate what we have more than we're sad about what we don't have. I want us to be a safer community, and we've already kind of talked about some of the steps to get there. Mm-hmm. I want to see us actually say, hey, let's do more than just arrest everybody. Let's actually look at the root causes of some of the problems we have, and let's see how we can actually do something different so we might get a different result. And then the third thing, I want to be able to walk down any street with dignity. I want us to have better pedestrian access across the city. There's some areas where you literally get off of a bus, you get out of the bus stop, you have to cross over a ditch with no sidewalk to mm-hmm. get on the bus. And that's undignified. That's saying that your transportation and your way of getting around doesn't matter as much as somebody in a car. Mm-hmm. And I think that changing that is a great way to show people that we're a city for everybody, and it makes things safer. It makes cars safer. It makes the road and the travel experience safer for everybody.
Okay, that's a great segue into this next question. How can we get more involved in politics in our local communities?
I love it. I think that what would make it easier is if our newspaper was more robust, so that people had one central place to go to understand what was happening. Mm-hmm. We still have a paper, but we don't read it that much because we have so many different places to get information. Mm-hmm. I think that town halls are good. When you see that someone's having them, we should go. I think that council meetings being moved to the end of the workday would be a great way for more people to participate. As it stands, our council meetings start at 3:00. That's great for retired persons and people that have some stake in being at that meeting. So there are people, if you're a lawyer or a businessman that's there for something specific, you get paid to come to that council meeting. If you are being celebrated in some way or acknowledged in some way, you'll make it your business to get there. Mm-hmm. But a regular person that has to just get off work if you're a teacher, you get off work at maybe 4. If you're a business person that gets off at 5 or 6, you've been completely left out of that, and you don't get that many opportunities to participate and have your voice be heard. Now, one thing that is great right now is that anyone can go to our Facebook page and watch our old meetings for the last year or two, or the last 3 or 4 years, actually. But you can also go on YouTube and see archived footage. You can go back and read through minutes of meetings. You can go and see how the different votes went. And I think that just having the access makes it easier for people to get involved and know what's going on. But beyond that, I feel like we almost need like a not a boot camp, but we need to start having some discussions and like tutorials like that make it more accessible so people know what's going on. Like before you start showing up at meetings and seeing what the vote, like what are they voting on? What's going on here? Why are they doing it that way? Why is there so much pomp and circumstance? Maybe we should be having some sort of forums that give people kind of engaged and give people kind of a primer to actually knowing how their government works. And then beyond that, like, maybe that's 101. Maybe the 211 class is, here is what all these different terms mean, and this is how they affect you. Here's like a basic top 10 of the most important ordinances in the city and what they mean for you. Here's the budget, but let me simplify the budget for you. When people have access and understanding, then they feel less intimidated by being a part of it. And I love that phrase, all politics is local. I think it's Tip O'Neill, but I might be wrong. So let me say, don't quote me on that. But I love that when people realize that who's president is important, but the most important people in making decisions for you on the day-to-day, it's your city council and your mayor. They can make decisions that can change your life on a day-to-day basis. They can change how much you pay on your water bill in order to cover trash. They can add a recycling fee to your water bill. That's affecting your budget directly on the day-to-day. And that's like a very simple, easy way of looking at it. That's a very small thing to some people, but a very big deal to others that could really change their life and whether or not they want to live here. That's not the president. That's not Congress. That's not a state rep. That's your local government. And I think that when people realize what an impact it can have, then they might get more involved. And then they might start to look at more accessible, more transparent candidates to support in the long run that can help us to make the kind of changes to the city that we really want to see.
Okay. And the final question before we move into candy or corn, what would be your wish for the next generation?
That's so big. I went to Magnet High. I graduated in 1995, and a really big part of my graduating class moved away and never looked back. Because when we were going off into college, if you were graduating in 99 or 2000, the opportunities here were very limited. And a lot of times our own families were saying, go somewhere, go to Dallas, go to Austin, go to Houston, and don't look back. I want the next generation to have a city that they are proud of, and that they, instead of them saying, I'm going to go somewhere else, some other family member, some cousin that's in San Francisco or Oakland or Alabama or whatever, they're saying, why don't you come here, because there's opportunities for you here. Everything you want to do, you can do in Shreveport. You can stay with us until you find a place to stay. I want Shreveport to be that place instead of the place that everyone's like, why would you want to be there? Because the opportunities are here. The opportunities to thrive are here. The opportunities to be creative, because that to me is one of the most important things is there creativity? Are there an abundance of opportunities to not just work, not just shop, but to participate in things that make your heart beat and make you feel good about where you are? And when you feel like you have skin in that game and ownership over that, you can be you can be somebody. You can be someone that's actually making a difference in the city that you live in. You can be that entrepreneur that everybody knows. You know, you can be that person that is the DJ that's bringing the life to the party, that recording artist that's bringing all these other recording artists along with you, that producer that's making the best beats, like literally right down the street. I think that Shreveport has a lot of what it takes to make that happen. My wish for this next generation is that we have enough momentum now so that that's the place that they're living in, and that if they want to leave for a little bit and go see what else is in the world, they can, but that they always feel like there is something special about this place that they want to call, that they want to be proud of.
All right. And with that being said, you guys, we are about to dive into candy or corn.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you about these candies.
Okay.
And if you'd eat these candies, you can say candy. If you would not eat these candies, you can say corn.
Okay.
All right. First candy up. Peppermint.
Candy.
100 grand.
Corn.
Candy corn.
Oh, candy corn.
I think, taking that you would not eat this candy.
I hate to bust up the flow. I always go in and go, ooh, candy corn, and I eat 2 pieces, and I'm like, why did I think that was a good idea? It's candy corn. Like, that first one was good. That third one was unnecessary.
Feel that. The next candy is Sneakers.
Candy.
Peanut Patty.
Corn.
Mike and Ike.
Corn.
Twix.
Candy.
Skittles.
Candy.
Sour Patch Kids.
Candy.
And Jelly Beans.
Jelly Bellies, candy. Regular jelly beans, corn.
Feel that. And with that being said, that is candy or corn.
Yay, that was fun.
All right, you guys. With that being said, this has been A Lil Tea Time with Jarek, a.k.a. Jarius D, and Shreveport Mayor candidate, Miss Levette Fuller. I want to encourage you guys to check out my books, the Coming Full Circle series, available at 421 Lake Street, Agora Borealis, here in Shreveport, Louisiana, or you can check the books out online at Amazon.com. Just type search Jarius Dion, that's Jrayis Dion, Deyond. Follow me on Instagram and on Facebook at Jarek, a King Among Men Thomas. You can check out other episodes of A Little Tea Time on YouTube at Jarek with A Lil Tea Time. And be sure to check out Grade A Grub, available right now on all of your platforms. You guys, y'all are going to love this week's episode if y'all have not yet seen it. Again, want to thank Miss Levette Fuller for being here with us today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yes, thank you so much. And with that being said, you guys, remember, opportunities knocking. You matter. Let's be great and go higher, Shreveport. And as I say after every single show, remember to be great on purpose and not by accident. I am your host, Jarek, a.k.a. Jarius D, your host of A Little Tea Time. Until the next drop of tea, you guys stay great and be